point of this video is to show any bass player how to remove their bass from the bag and how to put it back in. The very first step you want to do is you want to remove the bow. And it's usually found in the sleeve in the front of your instrument. Once you've removed your bow, please place it on a stand somewhere where it's not going to get dropped or damaged. It is important to note that most cases for basses are a very soft material, and they're made to only protect the instruments from superficial damages such as scratches or light dents. They will not protect an instrument from being dropped or kicked or knocked over. So please, even though it is in its case, be very careful around these instruments. Now, we've removed the bow so that once the case is removed, it's not going to bend or break the bow. The first thing we're going to start with is finding all the zippers and undoing the zippers and Velcro straps that keep the bass in its case. So we'll first unzip. Most cases have the zipper on the side, but there are some cases that have the zipper in the front. The next thing we're going to do is start to peel back the case from the instrument so that it's not hung up on the bottom and it has a free opening. Anytime we stand our bass up, we always want to make sure that we have one hand securely fastened on the instrument. So when we stand this bass up, we want to make sure that we have one hand on the neck of the bass at all times. Once we have it stood up like this, we do our best to unpeel the rest of the banana and unpeel the case from the instrument. Then we will, mind you, I have my hand still on the bass, we will lift the case off the top and place the case back on the ground. At this point, the bass is out of its case. We will lay down our bass again, put our case somewhere where we won't trip over it. And now we're going to set our end pin. Our end pin height will be determined by the height of the player, and it may require some trial and error to find the correct height. When you when you set the end pin, you're going to unscrew the thumb screw, pull the end pin out to the correct amount, and screw it back in. Most end pins for basses have grooves carved into the shaft of the end pin. You want to make sure that your thumb screw is screwed into one of those grooves so that it can withhold the weight of the bass when you turn it up. When we lift the bass, we always want to have two hands on the bass at all times. So lift from the neck, hold on to the body, and stand the bass up. If you've got the bass at the right height, your bass should be so that this machine head is right at about forehead level or right at eye level with you when you look to the side. That's when you know your bass is the right height. Now, in order to bag this back up, we're going to repeat these steps backwards. We're going to lay the bass down on its side, never on its back, always on its side. We are going to unscrew the thumb screw, push the end pin in, tighten the thumb screw. We will then go and grab our bass bag, hold it so that the top is facing up, and we're going to make sure we have a good handle on the bass. Hold it right at where the neck and the instrument come together and pick the instrument up nice and slow. You're then going to bring the bag to the bass and open it up and put the bag on top of the bass on the scroll. Make sure that the side with the big pocket is against the back of the bass. The back of the bass. That's the flat spot of the case, that's the flat spot of the instrument. Your bow should be towards the front of the instrument, and the case is constructed so there's room for the bridge. So now we're going to just kind of re-peel the banana and start zipping this up. Once you get it down to about right here, you can then take your hands off and hold it just by the case and lay it back down. Once you've laid it back down, go through and zip up all zippers as much as you can to get your bass zipped back up. Around the end pin, you should have two zippers, one that comes each way. Zip to the end pin rather than letting the zipper go over the end pin. This will make your bass case last much longer. So zip up to the end pin, strap any Velcro straps that you have, and then at that point, we put our bow back in the sleeve at the front of the case, and we close our sleeve. Whenever we store our bass, we need to make sure we store it on its side, just like this, in a place where it's not going to be tripped on or kicked. That is the process of bagging and unbagging your bass.